Give me you. Everything else can wait. Give me you. I hope I'm not too late. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Give me you. Everything else can wait. Lord, give me you. I hope I'm not too late. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you.
Greetings, family. Welcome to Tuesday night with In Your Corner with Pastor Law, where we continue with the recipe for a healthy marriage, where we encourage marriage and we discourage divorce. We are speaking about marriage, and we have couples that's been married for over 10, 13, 15, 20 years. We have them on this platform, and here we just want to share to you as the viewers a recipe for a healthy marriage. And comment, like, and share. Even if you are coming on this live stream tonight, you can also ask my guests a question. Anything that you want to ask concerning marriage, you can ask my guests. Just a couple of announcements. On Monday night, I'm excited for Monday nights. We have the Men Up Mondays, where we come together as men, where we discuss that, where we have discussions as men, where we address respect, honor, and we address love, and we build healthy families, and we build strong and happy men on a Monday night. Sundays we come together 10 o'clock there in Siatemba at UFR Street. But I don't want to take more of your time, because tonight I have Angus and Ranine Pedro as my guests here tonight. They've been married for 15 years, and I've brought them up here so that they can come and share their experience as to what it is to build a happy and a healthy marriage. Greetings, Pastor Angus and Ranine. How are you guys doing?
Good evening, Pastor Law.
Evening, Pastor Law. Evening, viewers.
Evening, viewers. We're doing good, Pastor Law. We're doing good.
Good. Can you just introduce yourself? Tell us how many years you have been married, how many kids do you have, and are you excited to be here on In Your Corner with Pastor Law? Just to come on and share your experience for a recipe for a healthy marriage.
Yes, once again, good evening, Pastor Law. Good evening, viewers. Yes, as you stated, my name is Angus, and my lovely wife's name is Ranine. We have been married. I've noticed you said 15 years, but actually it's 14 years. We are going for the 15 next year, April. So yes, we are married for 14 years. We have two beautiful children, a son who is 11 years old, and a daughter who is 5 years old, Enrique and Mia. And yes, we are excited to be on the show tonight. Very excited, Pastor Law.
Been together for 19 years, may I add.
Great. Being together for 19 years, it's not child's play. It's almost 2 decades. So by now, julle ken mekaar se grys hare, julle ken mekaar in en uit. But how did you meet each other, and how long did it take for you, Angus, to pop the big question, to ask for her hand in marriage?
Pastor Law, I actually knew Ranine quite a while because she was friends with my sister from school days. So I knew her, and I was a young boy, and this children is working on my nerves. But somehow, somewhere, she started to catch my eye, Pastor Law. And yeah, it started off as a friendship, meeting each other, going out, just being normal friends until I asked her to be my girlfriend. And I can remember it was those that know Reiter Taste. It was at that shop of Reiter Taste where I asked her to be my girlfriend, and I can remember I told her that I'm in it for the long haul. It's not just being a girlfriend and boyfriend. I'm in it for a long haul because I'm a guy of commitment, Pastor Law. I really do commit. So yes, we started off dating, uh, going out a few times, and yes, there
Oh, yes.
was there was 4 years that we've been together. And in 2008, uh, I didn't really pop the question.
I, mm,
I just asked her to fit on a ring. And when she told me the ring do fit her, I told her, you know what happens when the ring fits. And yes, immediately after that, we started to plan the wedding, and we got married in 2009, the 25th of April. So yeah,
Okay,
it's
Ranine, when he now when he fitted the ring and you saw that this ring is size fit, without him asking the question, what was your reaction?
Pastor Law, we were entering my mother's yard and he was driving a white Ford Tonic.
too bob.
Yeah, the car's name was Tubop. And as we were getting out of the car, he was like putting the ring on top of the car. And it's funny, that's so. And it is fun. No, give it as die ring jou pas, soos dan as die skoen jou pas trek hom aan. Nou wie is ek nou? Ek is mos van daai girls.
Maar
En
was
ek
jy
het die
excited?
ring en die ring pas so. Ek wag nog steeds pas te Lord dat hy moet op sy een knie gaan.
Na 14 jaar en amper 19 jaar saam. So after 14 years of marriage and almost being together for 19 years, you are still waiting for that question to be popped. I mean,
I
we,
still have
we
hope,
don't know.
Pastor.
We don't know. Maybe the 15th anniversary will be a special anniversary where the man will go down on his knees. If not on his knees, he can take you on the dance floor, as I know he knows quite a step or two when it comes to the dance floor. So there you have it, my viewers. Sometimes when you know you want to marry someone, popping the question is not always that important, but showing commitment is. And then, as you've heard from the man, he just said, if the ring fits, wear it, girl, and she put it on her finger. We are living in a dispensation where there is a status quo. Trou is nie perkoop nie. Being together, being married for 14 years. Um, how did you guys put it together to stay together for the past 14 years in marriage?
Ja, Pastor Lord, that's really a trou is not perkoop. 14 years is quite a milestone. As they said, as the grown-ups always say, our parents always say, you must first do the sewe sakke sout, and then the marriage will then be lekker. So I think we done 2 rounds already of that sewe sakke sout. It's definitely not an easy one, but it's the most pleasant one. Um, Ups and downs, there must be ups and downs. 'n huwelik wat daar nie gestry word nie, moet ondersoek ingestel word. 'n huwelik wat daar nie verskille is waar julle nie ons moet kwaad word vir mekaar, want ek het nou die eendag toe sê ek vir die een vrou, as ek kwaad is vir Angus, and the moment that we make peace, Pastor Lord, then it feels as if I love him more. So the more he frustrates me, the more I love him. So it's not easy. It's not an easy road to go. That is die perekopie. But it's a nice one. It's a lovely one. I so enjoy marriage. Really, but Angus said something else about perekop, Pastor Lo.
Yeah, I always tell someone that will tell me trouwens die perre koopie, then my response always is as ek wil perre gekoop het dat ek jart vol perre gehad. Ek het 'n vrou gesoek.
Come on.
So I wanted a wife, and then yes, I got a much more than a wife. I got a best friend.
Mhm.
Great. So what did you guys then do for the past 14 years, almost 15 years, to keep the marriage going?
Pastor Lo, what I like to always say is marriage is 100%, 100%. There's no 50-50 in marriage. Because if you say it's a 50-50, what are you doing with your other 50%? So it's 100% commitment from both sides. You both of you need to because it's an everyday commitment. You need to wake up and it's an everyday commitment to the person in your life, to the person that you said I do to. That is, it's 100% commitment every day.
And as we go on day by day, Pastor Lo, we realize that communication is the key. Definitely the key to any relationship. Communication is key. You need to communicate, whether it's tough sometimes, whether it's not tough, the nice ones or the bad ones. Communication is really the key.
Thank you very much. My viewers, there you have it. In order for your marriage to succeed, there must be 100% commitment from both partners. 50-50 does not exist in a marriage because 50-50 is a song that was sang by Mendoza back in the days. But in a marriage, it's 100% commitment, and communication is key. I believe that even if there's a quarrel or there's a misunderstanding, the best way to fix it is through communication.
Communication.
Yes.
A marriage does not only consist of being together, but there is a lot of attributes that can make a marriage healthy. Can you share with us 2 keys that you guys have used for the past 14 years? Only 2 keys that you guys have used for the past 14 years that said that come hell or high water, these 2 keys is what will keep us together.
So for me, Pastor Law, it's the fact that I chose this guy, this man. So for me, it's the fact that we have to compromise. He's doing things that I don't like. I'm doing things that he doesn't like. So my key was to focus on getting it better every day. It's a learning thing. Marriage isn't we're gonna get married today and then we learn everything about each other. I still discover some things about Angus now, even though we are already together for 19 years. So my key, I'm only gonna give one, and Angus is gonna give one. It's a learning process. Marriage is a learning process. You learn every day as you go as a couple. Angus,
No?
guilty?
Is it okay? Yes. Like Ranine just stated now, Pastor Law. It's a compromise, yet also a commitment to one another. I know I listened to something that Bishop T.D. Jake said once. He said that being married, you need to go home whether you are in love or not in love, and you need to
Come on.
stay there until the love comes back. So whatever you do during the day, whatever you go through at work, or whatever you are busy with, you know that when you go home, there's that safe place, there's that daar waar jy net bietjie kan stoom afblaas en die persoon verstaan en julle tel mekaar weer op, you are encouraging each other, Ranine is my biggest cheerleader and I'm her biggest cheerleader, and yeah, that's one of the keys. You commit to that person.
Great. Can you just say that part that you said that TD Jake said? Can you just repeat that part?
Yes, he said that marriage is you go home whether you are in love or not in love, but you stay there until the love comes back. So, meaning, you know that sometimes I think it's that day where you feel like you want to give up, but then you stay and you work at it, you commit once again, and you stay there until the love comes back.
Thank you very much. I think we've just discovered what I think the viewers that is here, they've just discovered that there's a special thing about what Bishop T.D. Jakes is saying. Whether you are in love or you have fall out of love with your partner, you still go home until that love comes back again. I want to say to someone that's on here tonight or who might share this feed that if you have a couple that is going through a difficult phase or through a difficult season in their life because their marriage is falling apart, I want you to use that phrase that that Bishop T.D. Jakes is using, that even if you have fall out of love with each other, stay together, work on it. As Ranine said, it is a learning process. Work on it, and then at the end of the day, the more you work on it, you will come to find that you find each other again. Marriage is not a thing that you give up onto. Marriage is a thing that you keep on fighting for. It is a process. So we stay in love, even though we fall out of love, we get back into love. Amen.
Amen.
As a married couple, how often do you guys go out on date nights, or do you believe in date nights? Sending the kids to grandmama and to grandfather, and then just have that quality time, and tell us what is that thing that makes you want to go on date nights, or is it just no, we're sitting at home and watching movies?
So Pastor Law, as married couples, you guys would know that when the children enter the scene, date nights get lesser and lesser. So what me and Angus do, whenever we have the chance to be alone, we see that as our date. So we normally, when we go to doctor's appointments, it's only the two of us. If the children are not going, then it's the two of us, and it's like we love music, we love dancing. So then that car would, everyone that's passing us would look like, what's happening here? Because we're dancing and we're singing. And then this morning when we went to work, luckily we work at the same company. So we're driving to work in the morning and afternoon. So in the morning, what we do, we first do our morning devotion as we go to work. And afterwards, then we take turns. But normally I start. Then I would play him a love song, or I will play him something that he likes, and I will sing to him in the car and stuff. And you get so pumped up when you arrive at work. You're like, yo, I got it all this morning and stuff. So we see that every opportunity that we are alone as a date night or date away from home or something. So yeah, it's not that we make it out dressed up and go sit at a place or something. Date night is everywhere. I still owe him a date, though I posted on Facebook. So yeah, I still owe him a date.
Yes, and it is the little things that makes a man's heart grow fonder. And it is those small things that makes a man feel appreciated.
Yes.
Like you said, you sometimes just put on a love song. Ek weet jy wil hom net nou en dan laat smile, laat hy net bietjie terugdink aan hy dae wat hy hoe ontmoet het. How do you balance marriage, kids, work, church, and your social life? Now that you've been together for the past um, 19 years and the kids only came in the marriage, so how do you balance that?
Pastor Law, we've come to learn or realize that you you just have to make time for each
Everything.
one of those things that you just mentioned, Pastor Law. You have to like switch off and say, okay, now we this is now family time, or this is now tomorrow morning. This is we're going to church, or like you know that we have a set time where we have our
Communion.
communion on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where we've made it a family hoe sê mens instelling,
Mm.
but a family thing where we need make time for each and everything. Otherwise, uh, um, life will just swallow you, Pastor Law, if you don't make time and set time apart for each one of those things. Church, for the kids, for family, for just to chill, then life will swallow you, Pastor Law, and that is something that we've come to realize, to make time for each of those
Mm.
situations, or things to do as a family, and then all of that.
And if I may add, Pastor Law, like Reverend Jackson Pastor and he just said 2 weeks back, involve the children. The more you involve the children in plans and stuff, they learn along the way. And tomorrow, if you're not there, then they're gonna do it for you. So we really try to partake the children in everything we do. We like to do family things, like on a Saturday morning. We all know it's dancing morning. So Saturday mornings in the Pedro family, we just go crazy. We put on music and we dance. And that's because we have most now children with TikTok. Mia is teaching us TikTok like nobody's business. So really involve the children in as much as possible, but don't let them take over the marriage. You still need your time as a married couple.
Great, great, great. Always make time for each other.
Mm.
Yes.
Always make time for each other. That's so good. And balance it with the kids, and just enjoying yourself, because at times we forget that we are married and we only focus too much on the kids,
Mm.
that
Yes,
we lose each other within
in
the
the
marriage.
process.
But
Mm.
besides that, we just keep on supporting each other and making time for each other. How often do you guys celebrate your anniversaries?
Pastor Law, and anniversaries are being celebrated every year. In the Pedro house, it's gets celebrated every year. In fact, everything gets celebrated, Pastor Law. Um, ever since I met Ranine, that is something that I know she treasures and she holds close to her heart. And I also come to love celebrating things, because um, I know Enrique can get 19 out of 20 from a test. Tomorrow we are celebrating that thing, because that is something that we've come accustomed to in the Pedro house. Celebrate every achievement, celebrate everything, every milestone. We need
We
to celebrate
celebrate.
and then appreciate what was achieved. So yes, we do celebrate our anniversaries on a yearly basis, sir.
The Pedros is celebrating their anniversary every year. You have the date, it's the 25th of April. So if you want to celebrate with them every year, you can just rock up there by their place and celebrate with them. It's a good thing to celebrate all the small things in life, because when we grew up, um, those things was not celebrated. So
Yes.
therefore,
That's right.
we take everything that we can celebrate in this time and this era. We are celebrating it. Friends and family can have a positive or negative impact on your
Mm.
marriage. In those past 14 years of being married, how did you choose your friends, and what impact did family have on your marriage? Family and friends have on your marriage. Greetings, Rev Jax. Greetings, Pastor King Pai.
But so, Pastor Lord, the advantage or the favor that we have is the fact that we know God is our Lord and Savior. So for us, it's not God removes people from us if they are not good for us. Family, friends, God removes them for us. So whenever me and Angus will doubt about a friend or a family member, we would pray and ask God, if they are for us, bring them closer. But if not, we're just going to see they're going to disappear.
Mhm.
So we have family members, we have friends that are just distance from us. And um, it's God saying that we don't go through that process of arguing with people or telling them, yeah, you're not good for us or what. God really come through for us in that matter in our marriage. And we can truly say that when we as a couple agree that this is not good for us or this person is not good for us, surely God will make a way for them that our path will departure from each other. So that's the advantage that you have knowing God in a marriage.
Great. I just want to acknowledge my spiritual father, Apostle Brandon Bailey, is also with us on the feed tonight. You are greeted, my apostle.
Evening, Pastor.
Thanks for tuning in. Um, in any marriage, there's disagreements. Was there ever a disagreement in your marriage where you feel that I'm sick and tired of this guy, I'm sick and tired of this woman, I'm gonna pack my bags and go? And how did you guys get to a conclusion that even that disagreement will not tear you guys apart?
Um, One of the best advice that we got on the day of our marriage
Mm.
is that we should never go to sleep angry. And we really took that to heart, Pastor Law,
Mm.
and we try our utmost best. If there's a disagreement, if there's a quarrel or whatever you may call it, we try our best to talk
Sort it
about it
out.
and sort it out, and because that is the advice that we got. We never go to sleep angry. and
Mm.
and and if if we if we if we did talk about it, and we go to sleep, and I feel I'm still not happy about this situation, I will wake her up and I say, no, let's talk about this more,
More.
because we need to settle this, because I need to get peace with this situation, or so yeah, we really took that to heart, to never go to sleep if we don't sort out our differences, or a quarrel or something that we had. So yes, that is what we try and do, Pastor Law.
I wanted to go, Pastor Law. I think it was in the first year of our marriage. And I packed my bags and I went to my mom. And she was like, "What maak jy hier?" And I'm like, "I'm back now." And she said, "No, no, no, not my house. Go back to your husband. You choose me as a husband. So go back and sort out whatever needed to be sorted out." And then I realized that this thing is not a spieletjie. This is not monopoly. This is real. And today I can just thank my mom for not letting me stay there that she chased me away and actually told me to go sort it out. So it was really, Pastor Lord, this guy was driving me crazy, crazy that first year, 2 years of our marriage. But thank God I stood up, I prayed like nobody's business, and I can just thank the Lord that I wasn't even there when God gave him a visit. So we couldn't say that I tore him. He was all alone when God visited him. So I can just give all the praise to God for keeping me that first few years, because really it's difficult. Don't give up, people. The first few years is just testing your faith. Don't give up. It's don't go to mom, don't go to dad, just stay there and pray. That's all advice I can give on that one, Pastor Law.
I wish your mom was on this feed. I wish your mom was on this feed tonight, because she is such a wise woman, to send you back, because the day when he said, when he took you from your mother's house to come and stay with him, I think is the day that you said that you are adults and you can handle this business. But quickly tell us, what did you learn from that when your mother sent you back? If there is someone there tonight that is on this live feed, that that is going through the same thing that you went through, and she wants to go to her mother's house, how will you advise that woman tonight?
Um, don't go. I was very cross with my mom, Pastor Law. I was like, I'm your daughter. How can you chase me away? I'm unhappy. I'm sad. How can you just? And she was like in telling me, I'm not part of your marriage. The marriage is between you and Angus. So go back to your husband and sort this thing out. I don't want to hear what's happening. I don't want to know what's happening. This is between the two of you. So go sort it out. So if I can give advice tonight, a marriage is between you and your husband and God. So whoever you want to involve in your marriage, whoever you want to tell that this husband is driving you crazy and stuff, tell Angus he's driving you crazy. Don't go tell your mom. My mom even told me that I can't come with complaints from Angus because I'm not a daughter anymore. Angus is now her son. So whenever Angus complains about me, my mom will not laugh with me. She will tell me waar het David die wortels begrawe straight up. So if I can give advice on that one, stay with your husband, pray for him like nobody's business. I even had that Pastor Law when he was like tipping after a nice drink. The next morning he will wake up and he was like, yo, what happened? So I oiled him while he was sleeping. I was solving him and I was telling God, God, this is not the husband I want. I don't want this people. I don't want this man anymore. So change him for the good, because I'm in it and I'm not going anywhere. It's either we're going to die together or he's going to leave me, but I made that sacrifice that I'm not going to leave him. So I almost did use 20 liters of oil before God visited him.
No, that's a nice one. To my viewers that is on here, as you have heard from Ranine, that you must pray for your husband, and the husband must also pray for the wife, so that they can stick together. If you feel like packing your bags and go, think why you got married in the first place,
In the
and
first place.
always make God
Yes.
the three braided cord, the third braided cord in your marriage, because if he is part of your marriage can just grow from strength to strength. um when you guys were, just before you got married, I think you went for counseling. What is that one thing in counseling that that was that was always there, and reminding you that if you wanted to give up in marriage, that this is what we were taught and this is how we were counseled? What was that one thing that you guys can remember from the day that you were counseled, that made you guys to stick together through thick and thin?
I can remember Reverend Nathan Isaacs married us. And during the process or the class, he kept on asking, are you sure you want to get married? And then we were like, yes, 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 yes. And after the class, he was like, are you sure you want to get married? And then me and Angus was like, yeah. And he's like, uh, um, we did the class now. So why I asked, in the beginning, you were so excited. And while we went through it, Pastor Law, it was like, and he was opening financial stuff. He was opening the bedrooms things. He was opening stuff about the in-laws. And you're like, it's an eye opener. Am I really ready for this thing? Am I really, I wasn't signing up for this, or am I thinking straight now? And he was like, and I'm not confusing you guys. I just want you to realize is that this is not spielikis. This is a big step that you are taking. And the other thing that he told me, Pastor Law, is that Ranine, you are not going to be late on your day, that you're going to get married. You're going to arrive at the church 5 minutes before the wedding time on the invite, because you invite the people to be there. And the reason for that, he was telling me that the woman is always going to run the house. So if you're going to go somewhere, she's going to look after the kids. The husband must get dressed. You must get dressed. So you must now learn to be on time so that your husband never waits for you. Even when you're just going to town, he shouldn't wait for you. So that's one thing that stood out like a sore pinky. I'm not supposed to be late, Pastor Law.
And for you, Angus?
Pastor Law, I wanted to actually share this a bit later on, but it was not during the counseling, but it was actually during the wedding ceremony where he gave us this gift, Pastor Law. It's the first gift that we received. I don't know if you can see. It's a sort of a wooden house with a glass in front, candle and salt inside. So what stood out for me on this is if I can show you the triangle. The triangle is husband and wife and God. And the more the husband and wife goes towards God, the closer they become. And the glass, the glass mean that our marriage should always have transparency. The candle, the candle, our marriage or our marriage should be a light unto others. And the salt, it means that our marriage should always have flavor. Daar moet altyd smak wees
Yes.
in die huwelik. So
Yes.
this is something that we really cling on. So to be om smaklik te wees vir mekaar, Maruti. Daar moet smak in die huwelik is, but yet it should be a light unto others. That
Marriage is beautiful.
marriage is beautiful because when we got married, I just turned 25 and she just turned 21. So we were quite young, and by holding on to this, Pastor Law, I think it has kept us for the past 14 years in this marriage. And yes, that is what I can share. Madam Vala break no, Pastor Law.
Good. Now that illustration was perfect. The closer you move to God, the more blessed the marriage become. And your marriage must always be a light unto those that sees marriage as not a beautiful thing but as an ugly thing. Your marriage should always illuminate where there is darkness, especially during trials and tribulations. And then the last part I like, I moet bietjie smaak bring. I moet so smaak wees in die huweliken. In closing, what would you say will be a healthy recipe, not just for your marriage, but that can also help someone whose whose marriage is currently going through a difficult time. If someone comes to you tonight, Angus, and say, my marriage is going through a difficult time, and you've been married for so long, for 14 to 15 years, what recipe, healthy recipe, can you give that young man to make sure that even if his marriage is falling apart, what you will tell him will make his marriage to flourish and to have flavor and to light it up again? As well as you, Ranine, if there's a young girl coming to you tonight that's been married for 2 to 3 years and say to you that our marriage is falling apart, but you guys have been married for 14 years. How did you do it? Can you just share that recipe with me so that I can understand maybe I'm doing something wrong? Can you just share those recipes for that healthy marriage to flourish in their lives as it has been for you for the past 14 years? Thank you.
Okay, so Bobby says I must go first. So I would tell my sister to keep the faith, Pastor Law. Keep the faith. I know it's not easy. Um, it's very difficult. Um, but to keep the faith. The recipe that I would give to my sister tonight is um your Pastor Law, I get now emotionally. But it's like we as the woman, uh, um, we are the incubators of the house. So whatever your husband or whatever your kids are going to give birth on, you have to incubate that thing. So every idea of your husband, every suggestion of your husband, you as the wife need to pray over that. You are the one that needs to incubate that thing so that it can grow and not miscarriage. So it's difficult, my sister. I know it's difficult being a working mom, being a housewife, taking care of the kids, taking care of hubby. But we have to look after ourselves as well. Communication is very, very important. If you are unhappy about certain things, talk to your husband. You don't need to involve your friends, telling your friend that Angus didn't do that and Angus didn't do that. He doesn't know that he didn't do it. So he is the correct person that you must talk to. Communication is key, key, key. Communication and trust. And then the last thing is, we as sisters, we always put ourselves last in line. But I want to tell my sister tonight that make up yourself, put that sexy dress on, show your husband that you still have that in you, that he, remember, there's woman outside there that's gonna do things that you're not gonna do. Because whenever your hubby gets home, you in that pink gown with the layer of a cup. It doesn't work like that, my sister.
Mm.
Show your husband why he did marry you in the first time. Show him how beautiful you are. And as I said, we were talking this afternoon about something. Doc Carl cornered us the one time when he was here, Pastor Law, and he was like in asking me, when last did you tell Angus something that he feels good about? And I was like I told him this afternoon that I love him, and he's like I don't mean something like you love him. Because nowadays we say I love you out of a habit. We don't really mean it. It's just okay, I love you. And it was like Ranine, the same way you want Angus to tell you, oh, you look beautiful, oh, that dress fits you. He also wants that. So my sister, don't be shy tonight. Tell your hubby how sexy he is. Tell him how good he smells. Angus knows whenever someone from his department can come to visit HR, I will always send him a message with that person. And I will not hold back, Pastor Law. I will, like today, I was telling his supervisor, please tell my hubby, I love him to bits. And tell him that I still smack soos gisterand. We're gonna take it a notch higher. So we like send your hubby that sexy text. Do something for him. He's also remember what you want. He always wanted more. So, my sister, communication, look after yourself and be that prayer warrior that God installed that in a woman to be the prayer warrior of that house. Keep the faith, my sister. And lost the pink gown.
Angus, I see my wife is getting out of control here on the live feed. She says,
Get the red one out.
babes, please, Angus.
Yes, Pastor Law, like for those that missed it at the start, I mentioned that marriage is 100% from both sides. It's there's no 50-50 in a marriage, because where are you spending your other 50%? So it's 100% commitment. Um, and when I say that, let God be the only third party in your marriage. There's no room for other parties in your marriage. I just illustrated on the triangle. The closer you draw to God, the closer the marriage becomes, or the closer you and your wife becomes. um yes, so there's no third party other than God in the marriage. And like Ranine just mentioned, communication. She will not know if there's something that upset you, or there's something that you are unhappy about. So my best advice is communicate, talk to one another. You are in this for the long haul, so talk to one another. Tell your better half, this is what is making me unhappy, this is what I think should happen, this is. And it's an open thing, it's not a one-sided conversation where one is pointing out all the mistakes and the other one is just sitting or whatever. It's an open discussion between two adults, and you come to one conclusion at the end. And you stay. I just mentioned earlier, you stay until the love comes back.
Thank you very much for those nice keys and recipes as to how we can keep a healthy marriage. I also would like to acknowledge James Manners that is with us here tonight. He says that God honors a covenant and you must light up the way. For they also have been married for over 20 years, 30 years now in marriage, and we honor God for that. And we say, I wish I can bring them on here to share their journey for this couple of decades that they have been married. But thank you for your keys. And I want to say to someone out there, just to regurgitate what you guys have said, it is to keep the faith. Is to become incubators in the house. Whatever is birthed from the husband's point of view, the woman must give birth to it. And ladies, women, look after yourself. Look nice. Dress well. Sy het gesê, los die pink gowns, put on that nice thing. Communicate with your husband. Communication is key in any marriage, because if there is no communication, the marriage have a 90% chance of failing. And be a prayer warrior. Pray for your children. Pray for your wife. Pray for your husband. And then Angus said that there must be no third party other than God that must be present in your marriage. That is why I always say that marriage is a very beautiful thing made ugly by two people who doesn't want to be in a marriage, who doesn't want each other again, because now they're fighting. But here we are sharing a healthy recipe for a healthy marriage to ensure that marriages last for a long time, and that we don't go to the court of divorce, but to stay married. We encourage marriages, and we discourage divorce here on this platform, so that people can stay together for a very long time. I want to say thank you to my guests for coming on here in your corner with Pastor Lord tonight, where we've shared the recipe for a healthy marriage. We talk about how we keep things together. There was a time that Ranine wanted to leave, but I want to thank her mother for being a wise woman to send her back to her husband, because the Bible says that a man shall leave his mother and his father's house and cleave unto his wife. Ek weet hoekom het sy teruggegaan. Sy moet net daar gebly het, laat Angus aan haar kan vashou. Amen. I want to say thank you to you guys for coming on here tonight and sharing this on this broadcast recipe for a healthy marriage. I've enjoyed myself here tonight. Next week we will be having Lucian and Kuni King here on In Your Corner with Pastor Law. Don't miss out. We're gonna go deeper in. We're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations next week as to how we can have a recipe for a healthy marriage. May the Lord bless you and may He protect you. To our viewers that is on here tonight, I want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in here tonight and being with us here in your corner with Pastor Law on a Tuesday night. It was nice having you guys here where we have uncomfortable and comfortable conversations on marriage and other topics as well. Next week, we will be having Lucian King and Kuni King on this live broadcast speaking on a recipe for a healthy marriage. May the Lord bless you and may you stay well, and don't forget to pray as you go to sleep tonight, and as you go into this week, go there and become go-getters and make sure that you stay fit and you stay healthy. May God bless you. I'm your boy Pastor Law in your corner on a Tuesday night, and I'm out.
Give me you. Everything else can wait. Give me you. I hope I'm not too late. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Give me you. Everything else can wait. Lord, give